Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tim, and welcome to Tim Talks, the show that's only partially a show, but really is just an excuse for me to talk to some of my very talented friends. And I have another one here with me today. He is the editor over at Hot Pepper Gaming, Adam Perez. Welcome, sir.
Thank you. Hi, Tim.
How you doing today, man?
I'm good. How about you?
Not too bad. It's a nice Sunday afternoon in Austin, and it's not over 100 degrees, so I would call that a success.
Yeah, it's pretty cool over here too. Kind of.
Out in
sort of.
California, yeah?
Yeah. Southern California, LA
Fair
area.
enough.
Yeah, thanks.
And is that where you're from?
Yeah, I'm from here.
Nice. I moved from Georgia to central United States, so I'm kind of a transplant of sorts, but it's still the South. It's just a different brand of South.
Well,
So
the
it's
South has like little factions of like it's kind of like cheeses. You can have Gouda or you can have like
Yeah.
sharp cheddar cheese but it's all cheese.
But even then, you have the further subsection of being in Austin,
Yeah.
which is just, I mean, weird. You know, that it's a catchphrase for a reason.
Yeah.
And so it's very an interesting subset to be a part of after you kind of break it all down.
Yeah. That's what I've heard about Austin, especially in Texas. I didn't expect that.
Yeah, the second you go about 15, 20 miles out of the city limits, it becomes very red very quickly.
Yeah, I imagine so, with the gun racks on the back of the truck and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. So for those who may not be familiar with who you are or what you do, give us kind of the Reader's Digest version of your job.
I work on a YouTube channel called Hot Pepper Gaming, where they get basically YouTube stars or the creators to do a review of a video game, but they have to eat a habanero pepper or hotter
Yeah.
while doing it. And I basically edit it and just kind of put it together, I guess, assemble.
Which, I mean, that's an excellent conceit for a show. I mean, seriously, you combine the physical pain and torture aspect of it, which people love watch. I mean, it's schadenfreude-tastic.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you get the actual personalities. I mean, you've had some, if not to say you all aren't in and of yourselves big stars, because, I mean, it's Jared Rosen, who was on Indie Static for a long time, and Warp Zone as well, is that?
I don't think, no, I don't.
No.
It's just Erin Schmalfeld and Vernon and
Yeah.
Jared. Yeah.
And they all, you know, had careers of themselves before they came and
Yeah.
kind of joined forces
Yeah.
to make this show, which brings in even bigger people.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to just go down the list real quick, you know, you have like your Aaron and Susie from Game Grumps and Ninja Brian and anyone else from that group? No, I don't think so. Andrew WK.
Yeah, that one.
I mean,
That
that
one
was-
was kind of surprising. I was just like, Andrew WK. Okay.
How did he sign on for that one?
I have no idea. I don't know how Vernon finds those people. Like he
Right.
networks or just goes like he schmoozes, but he finds them and they want to do it. They're very excited.
Nice.
So that's awesome.
Nice. And then you've had on PC like Missy Eru and Davis from the Warp Zone and Markiplier, and I mean the list goes on.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah.
rather impressive. A lot of actual game developers have come on the show and decided to peddle their wares
Yeah.
while torturing themselves.
Blizzard did it. That was,
Yeah.
oh my God. Really? Okay.
And so I remember seeing like the first couple of episodes when they came out and being like, huh, this is an interesting little, I think it might have been like on Reddit, you know, r/video or something, watch these people torture themselves while doing a review. How long have you been editing with them? Have you been there from the beginning?
So from Gary Whitta onward, and a couple
Right on.
like a couple episodes, like one or two, I didn't do, but every other one since then has been me.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you're the one that kind of brought the extras to the table, because when you're editing for comedy, it's a little bit different than doing just straight editing. You kind of have a little bit of freedom to do some of the extras. You could toss in visual effects and sound cues and things of that nature.
Yeah. What you just said. I mean, it is funny. It is really funny to see the reactions, but sometimes it's good to vary it up, I guess, a little bit, just so there's more something unexpected in the show you can hope for, possibly.
And one of my favorite parts is the use of the music and how it stops when they stop giving the review. I mean, it's a very nice touch, and it really helps to build that comedy.
Yeah. It's pretty great.
And so, what other things would you like to do with the show? I mean, you've kind of been able to take what started out as a very innocent little low production show and turn it into something really cool.
Mm-hmm.
But what's next?
You would actually have to ask Vernon and Jared and Erin.
Fair enough.
I don't know if I'm so well. I didn't sign an NDA, so I don't care. I think they want to kind of do more, like maybe Let's Plays. I'm not sure. I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me on that.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely not. No one takes anything said here seriously. I promise.
Yeah, I think, but most of it will be around like the fire sales of like small companies pitching their game, because
Right.
I think that one's does well.
Well, I mean, it does lend a little bit of purpose because you don't want to cheapen the effect of just sitting there and eating hot peppers while playing a game. That doesn't really have the same effect as
Yeah.
trying to serve a purpose while being derailed by the pepper.
Yeah,
That's where the
trying
comedy
to
comes
concentrate while you're like dying of pain.
from. Exactly. That's where the funny comes from, not the pepper.
Yeah, no, not just.
So I think that would be a better way to do it than just to do straight Let's Plays.
Yeah, definitely. I think so too. That's why they haven't really, I think, necessarily done that, because
Right.
it, like you said.
It's difficult to do. How do you make something that would probably take half an hour to make and scrunch it down to, 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes that still picks up all the funny bits, but is still coherent and yada yada.
Yeah.
There's a lot of variables that would have to go into it, so I can understand why it might take a minute.
Yeah, definitely. It would be a while. You can only pop in so many habaneros while you're playing a game until you just become immune. At that point, you're about to die,
Exactly.
so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And on-set medics are just so expensive.
Yeah, we don't use them. At least I'm pretty sure we don't.
Right. So then where did you pick up your editing skills?
I kind of did a little Final Cut Pro back in college because I was a film major a little bit.
Right.
But I guess where I got more technical and figured that out was when I worked for a visual effects house and did just had to kind of learn the stuff there, and then it just becomes all of the knowledge is like applicable from here to here for the most
That's
part.
true.
So you can kind of pick it up. So that's pretty much it. And
Especially since a lot of the programs that you would use are so similar.
Yeah.
When you learn how to use, like, say, Premiere, for example, and then you want to transfer over to After Effects.
yeah. Oh,
The basics
that's
are
amazing.
mostly the same.
Yeah, the basics are mostly the same, except for the format, and then you have to train your head. I just think of it as
Yeah.
like a little video game. So lots of StarCraft and just kind of putting it together. That's for me.
It really is, but the worst part is it really is a three-dimensional StarCraft. So you kind of have to think it's more Homeworld.
Yeah.
If you played that way back when.
I think I did. I'm not sure.
It's,
I played so much.
Fully three-dimensional space RTS kind of thing where you're able to command all your ships in 3D. And,
Yeah, I think I did.
oh. The
Yeah.
Gearbox is making a remake of it.
Oh, are they?
As we speak, I believe, and I am super duper excited and a little tenuous. I mean, you see what Gearbox is doing right now with a lot of their Telltale, not Telltale games, Borderlands and things of that nature. It's just
It seems for me they're kind of milking that quite a bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I like Borderlands and I like what it does.
But they have said what they're doing is just a straight up reskin it.
Yeah. I like that they actually acknowledged it versus kind of like, kind of.
And that's all that game really
Saints Row
needs. I mean,
4, 5, or like they kind of repackaged it and it's like a mod for the most part or a patch. Yeah.
I just don't. So I'm trying to be as optimistic as possible while still not forgetting all of the things that they have done.
See, you got
Gearbox is not infallible.
You got to be like me and be cynical, because if you're wrong, it's a good thing, and if you're right, you're proven right. So
That's a fair point. It doesn't hurt to go ahead and take the cynical route straight off the bat.
everything's crap.
So then what do you do when you're not editing?
Oh man, I just play video games and I can do lots of different stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of my time is editing. So yeah. No, wait. A lot of my time is procrastinating and editing, and then
How many
editing.
hours a week would you say it takes to put out to make one of the videos?
Probably if you just did like absolutely nothing, maybe 2 hours or an hour.
Yeah.
That's it's video in there and whatnot. Other stuff is just kind of maybe like drawings or something like that, or graphics or any kind of thing like that. Will take longer. So
Your little intro text describing the pepper, that sort of
yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That kind of stuff. And it has to go to Vernon to get approved to make like so he okays it, and it's a back and forth. So
Right.
that adds to the time. But
So while you do have the editing freedom, he does have the final
yeah,
say.
he does have the final say. I kind of go in with like the shotgun effect and just kind of like blast it with jokes, knowing that most of them are going to be cut. So
Right.
yeah, that's what I
The
do.
ones that are left end up being the best
Yeah, the
ones,
best of the
and
best. So
yeah.
if that's better. He edits the edits there.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mhm.
So what are some of your favorites that have come out?
Uh oh man, I like the League of Legends. Oh, you mean of the episodes, right?
Yeah, yeah,
League
yeah.
of Legends was funny, like really funny. Like that was
Yeah, the team builder one. That was
I
yeah.
cracked
I
up
love that
when I
one.
saw that when I first saw that. Um, there were some
Because
others.
you get the raws. I mean, you get the full, probably sometimes 10, 15 minutes that it takes to
Yeah,
choke out a
the
review.
the Andrew WK one was long, and I know
Yeah.
some people were just kind of like, I want to see the fast forward, or I want to see. No, no, you don't. It is long. But I tried to keep it there so you can actually see that I'm telling the
Yeah.
truth that he did nothing for because he was in so much pain. So
It just took 100% like that focus when you're about to vomit and you're just like,
yeah, yeah, it was like exactly that. But you see the pain in his eyes, so it just kind of like,
yeah,
do
yeah.
you really want to sit through that whole thing?
It would be interesting to take some select ones and kind of go back and forth in an outtake style video, just and then you go back and forth to him every so often and he's just still in the exact same position.
I would totally do that. It's
That may be a funny way to do it, but you're right. Just sitting there and putting out the entirety of it, maybe not.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
best for everyone.
yeah. And though I try and keep it like all there. There are times it's just kind of like I, what I cut is actually the review. Out of all things, I try and keep all the pain in there. So some people get like, I want to hear more about it. I cut it because
Yeah.
it's like,
It's on the floor.
did you come here to see a review of a really late game that you probably beat already? Like, I highly doubt that, but all right, man.
We know what you came here for.
Yeah, we know what you came
Don't
here
worry. Oh, goodness gracious. But that comes with knowing your audience and having done it over time. I mean, how long has the channel been running now?
They said
Yeah,
they
over
just celebrated
a
a year.
a year and change.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They celebrated a year, so just
Yeah.
about that.
And so you've had some excellent growth during that time. I mean, it's always interesting to have seen a channel when it started. Like, I found one of the first videos when the channel had almost nothing.
Yeah.
And now it's a huge sensation.
Yeah,
And
that was like me
it's
and Jesse Cox when I first saw that, because I wanted
Yeah.
to see the beta of Warcraft, and he was the only guy like doing it. So that's how I saw him.
And it's just crazy to think that, that's just a thing that happens when you make a good product consistently over time with the right people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it part like a little touch of right place, right time, little touch of that. But yeah, once you produce a consistent quality product, that's what keeps people. Versus if you kind of do like one every week or so, or like every
Right.
other week, you'll lose
Now, are you
interest.
there when they do the recordings?
Yeah. Wait, what?
Are you there when they
Oh,
do
no,
the
no, no,
recordings?
no, no. I'm not there. They do it deep in LA, and I'm kind of further out. So, and
Right.
I kind of don't need to be there, because I just will see it later. So it doesn't really
Right.
matter. It's not like I'm going to be like, you should eat
It's
that
not like a
pepper
thing that has
again.
multiple takes.
Yeah, it's like
and
it's
you
not
know,
multiple takes. Like, just I didn't like that take. You know, can you do another one? Like, can you eat another pepper? Like, bring it out.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah.
there's nothing.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
nothing for me
Fair
there.
enough. So then let's go back to your recreational time. What kind of games do you like to play?
Oh man, wait, hold on. I'm gonna pull. I need to know the hours, because this is really important. I play a bunch.
Those useful Steam statistics.
Yeah, well, no, it's not useful. It's depressing. You don't want to know how long you played. But I played Dota 2, 1,830 hours. So
That is impressive.
that is way too much. I could write a book with that much time. I could do so
Yeah.
many more things, but
Probably, 3 videos a week.
yeah. Yeah, I could be doing that. So every match of Dota
No.
is basically one hot pepper game that did not get made. Right?
No, I understand. My roommate introduced me to League a little bit ago, and that's been just a torrential drain of my time.
Yeah.
I mean,
Those,
it is a life sucker.
those games, I love them, but they are a time commitment, and it sucks that it's a team game. So it's not like you don't care if you leave, like a Hearthstone match. You're like, I can bail. I don't really care. But you're
Right.
kind of screwing over other people, and that kind of sucks.
Well, I'm wondering what it is that it satisfies that keeps you coming back, because at essence, nothing much really changes. Yes, you have your personal level and your masteries and things of that nature, whatever it is in Dota, but it kind of satisfies that thing that an MMO used to.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's kind of like I've never had the same kind of match every time,
Right.
because of different people doing different things. So I like how it's always
Yeah.
like that, and I like the quality that they did for Dota 2 personally. Like, they really put a lot of time into the models, and they're like tweaked it and whatnot. So that's why
That's very
that's
true.
why I prefer it. But like it,
But it's interesting because you go through the entire min to max level experience
yeah.
in one game. I mean, it is the condensed version of the leveling experience.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty much.
And then you have the meta leveling experience on the outside. So, I mean, there's definitely some things that it plugs away at in your brain that satisfy those urges. Because, like, I'll go and play Guild Wars 2, say, and it's not quite the same because it's more drawn out. It takes you longer to get to that reward now.
Yeah.
It takes you what you now call grinding, but what used to be just gameplay.
Yeah.
Because now you can go from 1 to 18 in 45
I
minutes.
remember Warcraft, and it's like grinding. This game is so fun. Oh God.
Are you thinking about getting back into it for Warlords?
I got back into it, and I'm trying to get as much as my $14 worth this month in for.
Right.
I don't have no reason why, but I really want to.
Well, I mean, you just got to see.
Yeah.
You got to see what the new thing has and what the new stuff does, and then after you do that, it's the same old thing again, and you can unplug your subscription, no harm, no foul.
Yeah. I was since the beta, so I kind of have some kind like this weird connection to it of like.
Yeah, I mean, you've spent a lot of money and you've spent a lot of time, and there's a reason that those two verbs are the same.
Yeah, it's like heroin. They started you on it, and you're like, someone else is like, "Do you want to try crack?" And you're like, "Do you want to play like the Old Republic?"
Not
and you're
want
like,
to try crack.
"Crack sounds good, but I kind of have a huge commitment with heroin already, and I'm close with my dealer, and we kind of have a good price thing going on. So no, I'll try a little bit, but then I'm gonna leave."
That is the most depressing yet accurate metaphor I think I've ever heard.
I'm glad to give it to you.
Yeah. No, that's pretty freaking great. Okay, let me go back to my little note card of notes here. I love this little note card of notes. The Ice Bucket Challenge that you guys did. You got coerced into the viral video swoop. Everybody gets it. I ended up getting it as well. And I was like, I really don't wanna. And then I got one every day for like 4 days straight. And I said, fine.
I gotta be honest. I did not watch the Hot Pepper Gaming video. I feel bad.
Oh Ooh, bad editor.
Yeah, I know.
Ooh.
I know.
It was Vernon just ate a pepper and then dumped a bottle of hot sauce on himself. It was rather nice, I gotta say. I mean, for the personal touch.
Yeah.
I love it when people take that and then do something else with it. Did you see Patrick Stewart's?
Patrick Stewart has one? No, I have not. I
Sir
don't
Patrick
watch the
Stewart.
YouTubes. No, I'm just kidding. I'm
Yeah.
just kidding.
Sir Patrick Stewart, in his wonderful glory, is sitting at a table in his hotel room, and he writes and he writes and he writes. And there's no music, there's no nothing. He strokes a check and he puts the check aside. And then he reaches off camera and pulls out an ice bucket. Reaches off camera to the other side, plucks out a glass. Grabs tongs, 1 ice cube, 2 ice cubes, bucket goes away, bottle of Glen McKenna, whoop. There you are. And that's the end of the video. I mean, no words are spoken.
I love that.
It's glorious.
I love that. Patrick Stewart's amazing. And in his older age, he just got better and better. Well, I loosened up. He probably was like that all the time, but you see it more now.
Exactly. Because he's not having to pretend to be the helmsman of the Enterprise.
Oh, yeah, Jean-Luc Picard. No, he doesn't have to. Or Professor X back in the day. It's like, he doesn't care anymore. He's just like,
he doesn't have
I'm
to
going
be
to die
so...
soon. I don't care. I hang out with Ian McKellen. This is what we do.
Oh my God, the two of them together are just the best. I love every picture they put up of themselves.
It's like the best friendship ever of Professor
really
X and Magneto. Like they don't care.
And of course they're friends. And they play enemies.
Yeah.
Who better to be friends with but your worst enemy?
Exactly.
Oh, goodness gracious. Let's see, what time are we at? Huh. It has only been 25 minutes. We are blowing through all of these topics.
Well, shit. I'll slow down.
I love it. We should continue to talk like... How do you like working with those guys?
Oh, I love it. They're all really nice. I've known Vernon from college, and I've worked with him on film sets. So that's how I know him, and that's how I got connected. And I met Jared and Erin through him, and they're really nice. They've been really great. I usually interact with Vernon the most, except for when we did the 24-hour charity thing.
Oh, yeah.
Scared to Care. That's what it's called.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Yeah. I was late night shift. Late.
Hot Pepper Gaming at night.
After hours.
Oh, yeah, baby. And so, I mean, like, when you're sitting there and you're editing for them, I had a question, and then it went away. Like a little birdie. Yeah, I love when that happens. It's about working with them. Nope, it's totally gone. Are you planning on ever doing one yourself?
I haven't been asked, but I also like spicy foods, so I'm kind of like,
It's got to be something a little bit more like Dr. Dickbag's.
Yeah,
sauce.
they gotta amp it up because like I'm half Mexican, so I met one of my aunts and she's like, if you're one of us, you're gonna eat a habanero, and like you can't flinch. So like,
it's just the rite of passage.
It's the rite of passage. It's like walking with the coals or being like led astray into the forest. It's one of those kind of things.
Oh my God.
So I was like, am I in the family?
I know.
It's just like, and
am I safe from exile, mommy? I want milk so bad. I can only. Oh my God. Yeah. See, and I don't really care for those hot peppers and such. It's always fun. I have to beg my roommate to let me mix in a can of mild sauce in with the medium sauce when we do enchiladas at night. I mean, I'm kind of really bad when it comes to those sort of things, and so I get those sympathy pains when you watch the videos that are extra bad.
Yeah.
Like the Aaron one where he did Monster Hunter, like the first one that he did, where it looks like he's just dying the whole way through.
Yeah, some people take it really bad. Well, it's also weird for me because I'm like, well, they're not that bad. What do they do? Are they putting it on? They can't be putting it on. They're crying.
There was one, the gentleman with the blonde hair, and he just sits there and takes it like a champ and makes it almost all the way through the review.
Yeah. Wait. Is it is it Tyler Smith or TJ?
Yes.
Yeah, TJ.
Yeah, that's the one. I
Yeah.
was thinking Cinnamon Toast Ken, but that's not him. He's the one with the beard.
Yeah. Oh wait, he did it too, and he's just like fine. He's just like being a handsome guy, just like I'm done. And it's like okay. There was someone else that took it. I think like a champ, but I can't remember. So
I'll tell you, not Markiplier.
No.
I still love that Rogue Legacy one. But was it at PAX?
Comic-Con, I think.
Oh yeah, Comic-Con.
Comic-Con.
And I mean, he just does not take it very well.
Yeah.
He bailed out in the middle of the video.
Yeah,
I think,
he
didn't he?
didn't complete one, and then the other one he did. I think he completed it. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
he did.
He
It took some struggling, but he
Yeah,
made
he
it
made
through.
it through.
Good on
So
him.
that-
Those sexy pipes just do not stand up very well to hot peppers. What can you say?
Markiplier.
Hi, I'm Markiplier.
Hello
and
everyone,
I'm
it's
gonna eat this-
Markiplier here. We're gonna play
Everyone
a 2D
has
game.
everyone has that Markiplier impression.
You gotta open
And I
your
think-
mouth and enunciate really well.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like
and
Mark.
it comes from down here.
Yeah.
Like it comes from the bottom of the lungs.
Yeah. You could tell he's just like, it.
He comes from the Mike Rowe School of Vocation.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm Mike Rowe, and this is my perfect voice, and it's the same voice as Markiplier.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
So I think we're coming to that point in the show where I want to start to round things out, but I can't do it without ending like Inside the Actor Studio. That's one of my favorite shows. So I too have a reappropriated version of the Proust Personality Questionnaire, and it goes a little something like this. Adam, what's your favorite word?
It would be fuck.
Yeah.
It would be.
Fair enough. Fair
It
enough.
makes everything a little bit more. You can use it in every kind of sense, and it can magnify. It can demean. It can do all
It's
sorts
the
of things.
pepper of words. It can go on everything
Yeah,
and make everything
Yeah,
better.
it's the cilantro of just kind of like.
Yeah.
Well, no, not cilantro. What would you put on everything? It's the bacon of words. You can put it on
It
everything.
is the bacon of words.
It's terrible, but then like Denny's puts it in their like pancakes and then their sundaes. And
That's the quote of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Fuck is the bacon of words. I want that on a T-shirt right now.
I want someone to make that, not me, but I want someone else to make.
And so, what is your least favorite word then?
Oh, there is one. Totes. That one.
Yeah, I don't like most of the internet abbreviations.
Yeah.
Especially when said out loud. Like, it's one thing to write them when you're having to deal with a character limit, but you don't have a character limit with your tongue.
Yeah, I can kind of understand it because it's kind of turning into modern day slang. It's our age's slang. So
Yeah, absolutely.
versus back in the day when they're like, oh yes, let's go and hither over here against the thoroughfare. It's not. It's the equivalent of that. If they went here, they wouldn't understand. If we went there, they wouldn't understand. So,
Right. What's your least favorite word? Or what sound or noise do you love? I just about repeated the question.
oh wait, there is one. Pass for right now. Let me think about that one. I will tell you.
What sound or noise do you hate?
Oh,
The opposite end of the
the
phone
fly-
is usually a little easier.
a fly buzzing. That one, it drives me insane. Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Yes.
Okay, and sorry, whoever hasn't seen it, you should see it. It's a television sensation, but if you don't,
Spoilers, plug
Yeah,
your
yeah.
ears now.
You know that-
We'll let you know when it's
yeah,
safe.
you know that episode with the fly and he's just going insane, like tearing apart.
Mhm.
Okay, I
Yeah.
am literally the same. Like I have to find it because it just drives me nuts because I can hear it. So that is my
Okay,
favorite.
you're safe.
Yeah.
You're safe, people. You can unplug your
Yeah,
ears.
you're good.
There you go.
Yeah.
No, I absolutely agree. I passed a Kawasaki Ninja on the road earlier today, and it sounded like a bug buzzing in your ear.
Yeah.
And I looked at my roommate, and I was like, that is just the most annoying noise in the world. And he was like, I thought it was a mosquito. I didn't realize there was a motorcycle next to us.
Yeah.
What hero or heroine do you identify with the most?
Uh,
I mean, there's no judgments here. If you like a female hero more than a male hero, by all
Invisible
means.
Woman. No.
Oh. Sneaking into the locker rooms.
Yeah. I'm wait, not villain, right? Is that going to be the next one?
That's the next
Okay.
question.
Uh see, I'm trying to be kind of like hipster of just like I don't want to hit one of the mainstream guys. I want to show that I know other comic characters.
Of
But
course you
everyone
do.
else, I'm like, they're not as good. There's a reason why they're
Exactly.
second tier, and that's why I don't want to do that. Shoot. I guess it would be Robert Downey's version of Iron Man. Not the comics version where he's just an ass, which I like. I like him like that, but kind of more
charming.
manic.
With his acid.
Charming, eccentric and manic with it. Yeah, so
Yeah.
that's what I
enough.
like.
Yeah, I can totally see that and totally agree.
Yeah.
What about the villain?
Okay. This one was going to be I was going to say Doctor Doom just because I just
You want your own country.
yeah, it's I love how absurd and just kind of I'm not saying I kind of like I would want everything he kind of does. Like his ego is amazing. Like
It really
he has his own
is.
country. Like his face is on money and just it's a ridiculous like hero.
And nobody can do anything to him.
He has a diplomatic immunity. Like
Yeah, I mean that's kind of if the goal is to be self-sufficient in your villainry, he is one.
yeah, like this is one of the only villains that goes through legal loopholes. Like he's like the justice system works on me. You can't do anything. Versus everyone else who like does crime. He's like the white collar criminal of like Marvel. So,
Yeah. What would be your superpower?
I like the absorbing ones. I like that one. The Mega Man kind of powers of just taking them in. So
Right.
Rogue,
Right.
Rogue, except without the whole like.
Except a little bit more permanent thing, and without the whole crippling the other person.
Yeah, not putting them into.
I don't know.
a
Mega
coma.
Man has to kill somebody before he absorbs them as well.
Oh yeah,
So
and then
I mean,
Sylar from Heroes has to too, and
yeah.
so
Something has to be lost in order for something to be gained.
I think I'm okay with that. No, I'm just.
Fair enough. Well, what would be your super weakness?
Oh man. Oh, okay. Motivation. that would just be it. Like I'd be a supervillain that's like I just don't want to go out today. I could be conquering the world, but I'm gonna play Dota. Every hour
You
of
would be
Dota.
really, really good at delegation. Number 2 and number 3, I want you all to conquer each a hemisphere.
And then come back.
I'm gonna sit
Give me
here.
a report. I'm just gonna sit here.
What turns you on, either creatively or spiritually, or what gets your wheels turning?
Somebody I can have an engaging conversation with rather than having to explain why, like a concept, I guess, of like, I've had too many of like Moby Dick. I'll say, it's like Captain Ahab and Moby Dick. Someone goes, what's Moby Dick? I don't know what Moby Dick is because the American school system is amazing.
Yeah.
So
you make a reference, you go, they called me Ishmael,
Yeah.
and everybody looks at you and you're like, really? No one is a fan of classical literature here in this room?
and then
no one?
then you have to explain it, and then you just look like an obnoxious ass. So
Yeah.
you're like, oh god, it's just that.
You are my albatross. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
Really? No Ballad of the Ancient Mariner? Nothing? Okay, fine.
alright, sure.
Whatever. Dickbag.
But I think that answers probably what the next one's going to be, right? That was the turn off.
What turns you off?
that
Correct.
kind of answer.
You're seeing a pattern here.
Yeah, I'm catching on to you.
What other talent than the ones you've been obviously gifted with would you like to have?
Probably music, like trying to like the guitar. I don't get that, like for some reason, and like
It's amazing.
yeah,
Every visual person wishes they could do music, and every musical person wishes they could do something visual.
yeah. It's
The grass is always greener on the other
yeah,
side.
grass is greener. So
What advice would you give to your 13-year-old self?
just go with it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
it.
Obviously, that path has taken you to where you are right now, which is pretty decent.
Yeah. I suppose I could have my own country and diplomatic immunity, but no.
The earlier you start on that, the better,
Yeah.
though.
Gotta
Really.
start now.
So yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea. What is something that only you do?
Edit Hot Pepper Gaming. Uh,
That is a
this,
correct
this
answer.
is true. Technically, this is
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Only that I do. I think that possibly would be it, but because I'm not sure.
Fair
Not sure.
enough.
Yeah, let's go with that.
What is your favorite curse word? You kind of jumped the gun on that
Oh
one.
yeah,
You want to
yeah,
keep
yeah.
the same answer?
Let me think. No, I want to change it now.
Oh.
Oh, oh goodness. No, never mind. We're keeping it. Fuck.
It's just so multifaceted of a word.
Yeah,
It doesn't get much fucking better.
yeah. Like it can be a noun, an adjective, a verb. You know, you could
Everything.
be everything.
Where would you one day like to live?
Probably somewhere cool with woods. Ideally, but like like a drive away from civilization, I guess.
So like mountains up in the Rockies or something.
Maybe, I'm not sure. It's just kind of like I want. Wait, where's Google Fiber? Wherever there's Google Fiber, I'll go.
Kansas.
Yeah, Kansas. Let's go. Oh, Colorado has it too,
Yes, it
and
does.
marijuana's legal. So
That's also a
there's
fact.
there's perks. So yeah. Or
Green grass and high tides, I believe, is what you're going for
or
there.
Oregon. Yeah, Oregon.
I mean, listen, it would be really. I love the. I want to have a house on the beach, but then I want to be able to run away to somewhere secluded and where nobody is out there. So I agree. I think it's really nice to be able to have somewhere. My family has a farm in South Carolina where we have just a family plot of land where there's nothing but my grandmother's house and then land. And it functions as the tree farm now, but it's like 1,000 acres of nothing.
Yeah, it's soothing, but it's also kind of annoying, I guess, if that makes sense.
Yes.
For
yes,
me,
in that
for
you
me
have to
at
go
least,
into town.
at least.
You have to go into town for everything, and that it doesn't have all of the amenities. I can get groceries delivered to my front door here.
Oh, can you?
Can't do that. Can't do that in South Carolina. You know. So I mean, yes, you're exactly right. You would be missing out on some of the bigger things, but sacrifices have to be made for solitude, which is why it's a place to run away
Yeah,
to.
yeah. So it wouldn't be solitude if it was easy to get to. So yeah,
Right.
whatever.
And our last question here: if you had a choice, how long would it take you to respawn after you died?
Let's give it a year, so I can see how things mixed up after my death. So it's like
Really?
how did this change? My death change here. So
Fair
year.
enough. You want to take 1 year and not like 50?
No, not 50, just 1 year. So it's like not too far that I won't, like everyone I know is dead. I just want to see them in 1 year afterwards, like what
Fair
happened to
enough.
them.
Would you watch your own funeral
Yes.
just to see who
Yeah,
showed up?
just to see who showed up. And it's like,
Who you have to haunt for the next 364
yeah,
days.
yeah, exactly. It's like, well, Alex, it's gonna be you. You didn't show up.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's a pretty good place to round out our show here. I want to thank my guest, Adam, for being on the show today. Thank you so much,
Thank you
man.
for having me.
Is there anything you'd like to plug before we get out of here?
I have a Twitter. Wait, I can't. I don't know the Twitter. This is weird. It's like I know editing, but I can't, and visual effects.
No, sometimes I can't remember my own name either. It
yeah.
happens. You just get so. I'm in 100 different places at any given moment, and only 3 of them are here if I'm lucky.
Yeah. So very scatterbrained.
Exactly.
So I'm on Twitter at BANG _dangerous, because I think Bangkok Dangerous is the funniest thing ever. So that's basically like, God, it's like such a ridiculous name. Anyway,
And
that's
that
it.
Twitter handle has been underneath him the whole time as well. Go and check out Hot Pepper Gaming, of
Oh
course.
yeah. I forgot I would. Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah. Check out Hot Pepper Gaming. We have every Monday at 9, unless I'm late, but that's never happened. Well, that's happened once, but but aside from that,
Just start knocking on everything you can now.
yeah, exactly.
I just hope that doesn't happen. And check them out Mondays at 9. You've been watching this on youtube.com/Tim Leftwich. My name is, of course, Tim Leftwich. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. Oh, you can find the audio version of this episode as well as all of the other episodes at soundcloud.com/Tim Leftwich. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And as always, we'll see you next time.
Excellent.
I think that went really well.
That did go really well. We did blow through it, but
I mean, listen, sometimes it really happens. You just get through everything and then the conversation peters out naturally, and instead of trying to extend it out and think of other things and yada yada.
yeah, just like
You just
don't
let
want
it go
Dragon
naturally.
Ball, you don't want a Dragon Ball Z it of just like
Exactly.
filler, and it's like, okay, these guys just keep rambling on and on.
About things that are unrelated to the topic or unrelated. Oh, I just played Shovel Knight. Shovel
Yeah.
Knight's great. Let's talk about
Yeah.
Shovel Knight for a few minutes. That has
Yeah.
nothing to do with either Hot Pepper Gaming or you.
Yeah, so
So it's better to just find the nice out.
yeah.